It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Good morning, Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. This is December the 22nd, just before Christmas. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Our show today will be about an hour long, and I want to welcome everyone. If you're watching this on either our Facebook or YouTube feed, welcome and thank you for coming and hopefully you have a Merry Christmas. If you're watching us on a YouTube premiere, or YouTube not premiere, but YouTube
feed.
YouTube feed, yeah. Anyway, welcome, and we hope you enjoy the show. I'll be introducing everybody in a second, but I just wanted to remind everybody that we do the gang here today is all from our Monday show. We have our big show is on Monday, and if you haven't seen it, it actually is a Zoom meeting, and we will we have it as a Zoom meeting, and we broadcast that out to YouTube and our Facebook feed. So if you're over there now and you are logged into our Zoom account waiting for the meeting to start, I don't think we're going to be there today. What you need to do is really come over to our website, which of course is www.techforsenior.com. And if you click on this, you'll find a big red button there. Push that and it'll take you over to our YouTube site, and you'll see us. We'll wave and say hi. You can join us. So do that. We certainly will. And so that's where we are today. We're actually broadcasting this through StreamYard, and it's going out to our Facebook and YouTube feed. So welcome if you're listening. We also, this will be podcasted out tomorrow. So, and it is recorded. So it's recorded over onto our YouTube. So actually recorded on YouTube and Facebook. So it's recorded both places. If you are listening out there, we have no way of knowing if you're out there. So what we would like you to do is to say hello. And if you put your first name in the chat, and maybe where you're from, what the weather is. And the topic that we're going to talk about today is, of course, your favorite tech purchase in 2022. So let us know. We're all going to tell you what our favorite tech purchase is, and we'll talk about that after I do the introduction. So if you just put that in the chat, we'll get around to that in just a minute. Today, of course, I want to introduce, of course, Huey Popluck from Bradenton, Florida. Huey is the co-host with me on our Monday show. And Huey and I, what are we doing in about an hour, Huey? A couple hours? What's going on this morning?
I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, we're doing learning Chromebooks.
That's right. Right. So we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and we put the link there in the chat or on the screen. And it's a monthly a program that we do. It's free. You do have to register, and you can register at techforsenior.com. and we will. You can come over and we do an hour of teaching Chromebook, all about Chromebooks. I'll be talking. You and I will be talking about lots of changes that occurred the last year in the operating system and physical things with Chromebooks this morning. So it should be interesting. So if you are interested in Chromebooks, or you have a Chromebook, or you want to learn more about it, then come on to the show. It's a Zoom meeting, and the links are in the on our website. I guess maybe Huey, if someone does link, can you just check that before we start the show and maybe send out a link to those people?
They'll get the link when they register.
Oh, they get the link automatically. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So that's what we're doing. So welcome, Huey. Huey, you're all ready for Christmas?
As ready as I'm ever going to be. No, I'm not doing anything special. Since it's just me now at the house, I don't do anything.
Just
my neighbors have a lot of lights and all that sort of thing, so I enjoy it. And we've got 3 Christmas trees in the clubhouse.
Ah, cool. All right. And then of course, I want to introduce a man who actually needs little in the way of introduction. He's internationally famous. He travels to clubs all across the United States and Canada, but now he's just doing it virtually. He's a security expert. He's a tough guy. He used to be a boxer, and if you want a bloodied nose, you better not get on the wrong side of him. But you'll never meet a nicer guy. Like, you won't meet a kinder fella. And he's got a man. We call him the man with the golden voice, because he's had laryngitis for the last 6 weeks and he couldn't do his presentation. So anyway, just to let you know, Bob has his 2023 presentation ready to go. If you are listening and you're with a computer club and you want to get a hold of him and book your security presentation for your club, he's ready to receive your requests, right, Bob?
And the one for 2023, golden voice, as you can hear. The one for 2023 is called Cybersecurity A to Z.
Very good. Very good. Well, we look forward to having the presentation. Thanks a lot. And then, of course, not last but not least, of course, is a man, again, who needs little in the way of introduction, because he is famous in his own right. He's a man of many skills. He's a man that wears the treasurer's hat for APCUG, which is the Association of Personal Computer User Group. I got that right. And so he's a man that holds the treasurer's position of that, and also the president of the organization, which is a national computer club.
International
computer. That's right. And also he is helps find. Ray, you don't have to stand up for this.
I got something to show you after all that.
Okay. I thought you were standing up. No, we'll give you the applause in a minute. And so he has, of course, his heart is in helping people start music clubs, which I thought was interesting, because we all talk about computer clubs and technology, but Ray, of course, is interested in music, and he starts people helping them get going with music clubs, which is an interesting idea. And we've talked about it many times on our Monday show. So with little, so I give you Ray Baxter. Do you have anything to say? You can sit down now.
Thank you very much for my acceptance. I was at a, you ever go to one of those white elephant parties?
No.
Where people bring gifts, but they're not for anybody in particular, and you take your name out of a hat and they go around the room and you pick it, and you can give it back or you can steal from somebody else. So we went to one last weekend and had a good time. And there was one that had somebody picked out a gift that would included a deck of music trivia cards. Well, I said, I got to have that. That's so I stole that, and along with that came this sign, and I love the sign. And after listening to you, my introduction this morning, I'm going to share with you. It says,
I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, for our podcast people, it says I'm kind of a big deal.
So that's why I wanted to share that with you.
Very, very good. Very good. Very good. Now, for those of you listening, you might think we're all sitting in a studio doing this show, but of course we're not. I live on a little island off the west coast of Canada. Huey is probably the farthest away. He's in Bradenton, Florida. Bob's in Los Lunas, New Mexico, and of course Ray's in Pine, Arizona. So through the magic of the internet and technology, we're all here in this one little, we got 4 squares in front of us, and we're able to talk and communicate with everyone out there. Huey, is there anybody out there listening to us?
Yeah, a matter of fact, we got quite a few messages.
Really? Let's
take a
go over
look.
some of them.
Yeah.
Gerald Smith says West Seattle, 18 degrees, cold air from Canada. Freezing rain tomorrow. Yes, we got lots of that. Richard Clarkson, Monrovia, California, 51 degrees, but will go up to 70. So the cold air isn't getting down to California. Interesting. Bill James. Bill, of course, is part of the Tech for Senior staff. He does a lot of things. He does his Windows tips on our Monday show. Welcome, Bill. Good morning. All cold, snowy. Oh, so you did get some snow and 3 degrees in Oklahoma. Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go. Olive Cousin, hi from our office. It is 27 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Right. Dawn. Now, is Dawn new? Dawn,
I don't recognize her.
I don't recognize.
Welcome, Dawn.
either.
If you're, I don't think we've seen you. But I apologize if you've been on the show before, but I don't don't remember. But certainly the big welcome for you for coming and listening to us from North Idaho. It's blistering minus 25 outside.
That's
Chill.
what the wind
It's cold. I'm glad I get to cozy up with some learning from you all. Hope you're all warm. Yeah.
We're inside. We better be warm.
Totally cold.
Yeah.
Richard says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Yes, of
Merry
course.
Christmas.
Yes.
Yes.
Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 19 degrees. Yes, just south of us. Yes. Mike Ungerman. Mike, of course, is a regular on our Monday show, talking about, he's done 2 big series for us. He's done, of course, the solar panels and home heating with solar electricity. And we have, of course, kicking off our new, for the new year, will be his series on EV cars and all sorts of purchase considerations and what you should be thinking about. And Mike says it's gray, nasty day here in Central Florida, going down to 31 degrees Saturday night. Hasn't been that low in years. That's Mike. That's because you're sucking all the heat out of the atmosphere with your solar panels, and you're cooling the world. Bob Baxter says Bellevue, Washington, 8 degrees, 18 degrees and cold. Yeah. Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington, icy and very, very cold. Clark Walker from Trenton, New Jersey. It's 35 degrees and raining. That sounds pretty close to snow. Friday is expected to have a high of 25 degrees. Yeah. Mike Ungerman, 75-inch Sony Smart TV. Oh, did you get that for Christmas?
He got that earlier in the year.
Yeah.
He got that earlier.
Oh, that's his favorite tech purchase.
Yeah,
All right.
for the year, right?
Yeah. So what and then Bill James, my favorite purchase was his LG C3 TV. Yeah. So Bill James, I said to Bill, when I went into Costco, and they had on the right-hand side, they had this unbelievable TV. It's so real. Like it was just really, and it was the LG, this TV that Bill James bought. And I said to Bill, did you see that TV? He says, yeah, I bought one. So he got it home and set it up. And I said, does it really look as good as it did in Costco? It was blew your mind away with how good this was. And Bill said, yeah, it does. It does look that good at home. I thought, wow, that's for sure incredible. Bill H., hi from our office with my second line. Thumbs up.
Second like.
Oh, second like. Oh yeah. Dawn says, yep.
she's a first timer.
Yes, I'm new. Oh, okay, Don. Well, welcome. A big shout out to Don. Welcome and thank you for coming, Don. If you do miss this, didn't miss a show, don't forget that it's also podcasted and it's also on our YouTube site, so you can. They're all cataloged there, so you can go and watch it if you do miss it. Vale Williams, my friend and former computer buddy that I had many happy memories with Vale and I at the computer club at Silver Ridge. Bob, do you remember meeting Vale? Do you remember?
Yep. Sure.
You remember Vale, right?
Yes.
Happy holidays from Golden, Colorado. 11 degrees.
Minus 11.
Oh, minus 11. Oh, yeah.
Minus 11.
Oh, that is cold. Yikers.
Yep.
Don says, my favorite purchase this year is my Chromebook. I love it. Oh, Don, are you coming to our Learning Chromebook?
Yep.
Yeah, you might want to come to our Learning Chromebook series that we're running. Well, that's good. We got a good crowd out there, eh? That's pretty cool.
Why don't you let Don know what time you start the Learning Chromebook?
It will be, we finish here at top of the hour, and then we'll give you an hour rest, and then we'll start it in the next hour. So
Yeah, I actually opened the doors a half hour
earlier. Yeah. So today we want to talk, before we get into the business of news and going over all the news of the week, I wanted to talk to our esteemed panel and ask them a few questions. And the first question I have for them is, I want to ask them, what was their favorite tech purchase of 2022? Now, it's your favorite. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. It doesn't have to be, but it has to be purchased in 2022. I had to go back and check mine because my purchase, because I wasn't quite sure if I bought it in 2022, but I did. I bought it in February, so it qualifies. So we'll start. Let's start with Huey. Huey, what is your favorite tech purchase in 2022?
I bought a camera for my windshield, so I'll have a car cam. And I haven't installed it yet. I have to clean off the inside of the window because it's terrible, and I can't reach it all, so I got to go empty out my car so I can take it to the car wash where they do all the inside and have them clean the inside of the windshield, and then I'll have it ready.
Okay.
But the one I bought has a camera, of course, facing out, but it also has one facing in the car.
Oh, really?
It's got two cameras, and it doesn't have a screen. You look at the video on the phone, and I'm glad because I don't want something else to distract me, so it doesn't distract you. And I bought I think it was a 256 gigabyte card that goes in it, so it will record many hours of video before it starts overwriting it.
Oh, that's interesting. So hold on now. You say that it broadcasts to the phone. So if you wanted to look at it, the video, then you look on your phone, right?
Yes.
Ah.
And it stores it.
Does it store it on the phone, or does there a card in the camera?
There's a card in the camera, but it also, I think it does it in the cloud too.
Oh, cool. So that'll be cool. You can see all the disasters going on the highway as you're driving down the highway, and all the bad things that happen, eh?
Yeah, back when I traveled a lot, when I was working and I traveled a lot, I saw accidents happen all the time. But these last few years, because I'm doing so little driving, I don't see that as much. In fact, I haven't seen an accident happen in a long time. I've gone by them, but I used to see them, and most of them were people going up the right side of traffic to make a turn, and somebody decides to turn right in front of them. That's where most of the accidents happened.
So I have to tell you that I haven't used mine for a while now, but I had a dash cam, and I used some of the videos that I caught on driving and people walking on some of my YouTube videos that I make. And the funniest one was, there was we live down by a marina, and there was obviously a private boat that came in, and a family was on there, and they all got off their boat, and they were walking up the street, and I was going to transit across the street. And of course they had to walk in front of me, and they were, and I had my dash cam on. So as they walked, and there were 5 in the family, and they were all Dad was the tallest, and there was a little guy that was about 6, right? So they were all like ducks in a row, all walking along, but they were all talking on their phone. Like everyone had a phone, every single one. And it was so funny. They walked across right in front of me, and it was like a mama duck with all her little ones behind, and they were all in the right height, and they all had a phone, and they were all of them were talking on their phone, and I thought it was so funny. So I still have that video. That was a cool, pretty cute one. I use that sometimes in some of my presentations. Bob, what's your favorite tech?
I think it is the vacuum cleaner that replaced my Wise vacuum.
Oh yeah, your new one with the
Yep. Now
yeah,
I
with the
didn't get rid of the Wise. I gave it to one of my kids, who is now very happy using it. But I bought a different one that not only does vacuuming but also does mopping.
Mhm.
So, we have floors in this house that need to be mopped, and just a vacuum didn't take care of the whole cleaning. So now we got both things taken care of. And this one seems to be doing a better job of getting into corners, because it actually blows the dirt so it comes out of the corners, whereas the other one just had the brush and it always missed stuff. It also
now, who
seems to
makes
have
this one,
better
Bob?
suction.
Is it Wise?
It was
No,
Shark,
no.
wasn't it?
It's a Shark. Yeah,
It's Shark. Okay,
Shark. Yep.
And so that's pretty
Ninja.
cool.
Yep, a Shark Ninja
Shark Ninja.
vacuum. Yep.
Does it have the forward-facing cameras as well?
Yeah, it's not using LiDAR. It has cameras and stuff.
Camera.
Yep, and it's self-cleaning, and 6 weeks until you have to empty the big bin.
Okay. Cool. Well, Bob, you you are excuse me, you are an experienced vacuum guy. So you've had a whole bunch of them. So I'm interested in your so you've had it for what, a couple of weeks now?
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see that after 6 weeks, maybe you can give us a progress report on it and let us know how it's going.
Yeah, maybe I'll get the video finished.
Well, the last one you did, I remember you put your camera on top of the vacuum and you ran the camera around.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I
have a GoPro, and I may do the same for this one. Just
that was cool.
put the GoPro on it and let it go for a ride.
That's right. All right, and Ray, you're up.
All right. Well, I did a little presentation on a Monday show about the Surface Laptop 3 that I purchased. It was used, but I think it was used in a business environment and was hardly used. I mean, it looks like it's brand new out of the box, works fine. One of the big complaints about the newer laptops, they're really thin. Well, and the reason they're thin is they have very few port connections. Gone are the days when you'd look on the side of a laptop and you'd have 5 connections on one side and 6 on the other. So now I have one USB A 3.1 and one USB C, and that's it. So my second favorite is this little device here. It has a USB C, but then it gives me 4 USB A ports, a micro SD, a regular SD card port. So really, you get one of these. Ron has one as well, and it gives you all kinds of connectivity. So the complaint that people say, "Oh, I wish I had more ports," it is very easily solved. Good. So I like these combined together. That's my favorite purchase of 2022.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. So I had a hard time deciding, and I'm going to tell you that probably my favorite purchase is my phone. I bought a Pixel 6 phone. Now, of course, there are Pixel 7s out now. So this was a purchase in February that I made. So it was this year that I did buy it. So it does qualify. And now, do I think this is a super duper phone? Do I think the Pixel 6 phone is the best in the world? I don't. I think this could be a Samsung phone. It could be an iPhone. It could be a Motorola phone. I guess I'm saying it's my phone because I use it so much. I mean, I control a house temperature. I control all the functions in the house now with it. I just use it more and more each day, and it's just a an indispensable part of my life. If I don't have my phone with me, I'm always looking for it because I can't do something. And I guess so I chose my phone, and I know that's a bit of a cop out. I have lots of really cool stuff I bought this year, but if I wanted the most, my favorite thing that I use all the time is this darn phone. And I'm going to say it's a cell phone, not so much as specific Pixel 6, right?
I didn't want to steal your thunder because I knew you and we both have a Pixel, and yes, the Pixel is a heck of a nice phone.
It's a nice phone, and
Yes.
I think there's not a problem with that.
Nope.
But I think if I had a Samsung phone, I would be just as happy, or a Motorola or whatever. I
You'd
think
be
we should-
happier with the Samsung.
Yeah.
I happen to like the camera on the Pixel 6.
Yeah. So I mean, but
then I hear the Pixel 7's got a much better camera.
Well, and so will the Pixel
And I'm sure
8.
the Pixel 8's going to be even better. So,
Yeah.
That's
you
right.
can never be at the top of the heap, because by the time you are, new stuffs keep coming out.
Before we leave this topic, I would like to bring this up.
Donna Armitage. Ray
Okay,
Hub.
yeah, Donna attends a lot of my Payson meetings. She's asking me the name of the company that makes this, and that's it. And I'm not even sure I can pronounce it. Looks like QKeem. This was available on Amazon. So if you just look for a USB-C hub, this will probably show up.
And the one
Ron,
I
what's
have
yours?
made by Anchor.
Yeah, I have an Anchor as well.
So do I.
Better name brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably more expensive, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it does anymore, but
I got another one. I got a whole whack of them here. This is by JDDZ. I guess you can't see it. And you're wondering, I read articles and it says this is the best hub to buy in the world. And I always buy it and test it. So that's why I got a whole box of them. So they anyway, yeah. So it's and Bob's got one as well.
and this has no name on it at all. I can't tell you what the brand is. It's
Yeah.
the USB.
Yeah.
The little one.
The one thing I would tell people, because I've used an awful lot of them, and I would tell people that I would try and read the reviews and try, because a lot of times I remember one of the ones I had, the HDMI port just wouldn't work, and I needed that to connect it to a TV, and you wonder, is it my Chromebook or what's the problem? And it just didn't work. It wasn't a so I guess I would look at the reviews and sort of try to get a sense of what everyone thinks about it before purchasing it. All right, I guess maybe we should get to work, eh? What do you guys think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All
Good
right,
idea.
all right, let's get to work, and I'll share my screen here. Let me go here. There we go. And this should. Did I get the first article today?
Must be. Is that you?
Will wonders never cease?
Gee, you guys, you beat me out the last 2 months. Huh. Well, isn't that a hoot? Okay,
Well,
I'll go first then.
Refresh.
I'll go first. Do you want
Well,
me? Did anyone?
refresh.
Do you want me to refresh it?
Because that's not the one I see.
Google at Code Red. Do you not see that one?
Yeah,
I'll-
I do.
I'll refresh it and see if it's the. Yep, it's the top one.
Okay, good.
So this is actually. Let me see. Can I just make it a bit bigger? I wanted to. Let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, that'll work. I wanted to. We're going to talk a lot about this, actually. Bob and I were talking about it earlier this week. And of course, I don't know if everyone has been hearing the hype about Chat GPT. And what is Chat GPT? Well, it is artificial intelligence that does writing for you. And over the years, over the past year, I've experimented with a lot of different. I'm a bad writer. Bob and I were talking about this earlier, or Huey and I were talking about this earlier. I said, that's the one problem I have is when I have to do articles, I'm just not a very good writer. And so I've experimented with a lot of articles, a lot of AI generated writing programs this year. And about 2 weeks ago, I started reading the articles about Chat GPT. And I said, Bob, do you know anything about this? And Bob said, I've been using it for a long time and he loves it. And this is truly the real meal deal. I mean, a lot of the ones that I've used in the past year have been almost there, but this is there. And it is for sure a tremendous piece of software, and it's actually created by Microsoft in collaboration with a bunch of other companies, and it's costing them about $3 million. I think it's $3 million a week to run, because it's using a lot of horsepower to run it, but it's free. It's absolutely free. There's no cost. You can go there. I'll put the link in the chat, and you can go and try it out. And I guess the question and what this article is about is Google's code red over Chat GPT. They have to come up with something similar to this quickly, and that's why the article is about teams reassigned to work on their AI so they can get something similar out. It's just that good. In fact, one of the problems is it's so good is a lot of the news wire services are really wanting to authenticate authors before they put it up, because it's so easy to write an article on any topic you want. And so that's what the article is about. Bob, you tell me what's your thought? Are your thoughts the same as mine?
Yes, with one thing that you have to realize is you will not get information from 2022. It only has information through 2021.
Right.
And it does have a caveat that sometimes when you get something that it makes up, it might not be factual. It might actually be outright FUD.
Right.
So you do have to be careful. And I use this as my inspiration and then make my changes to it.
Right.
But it is a game changer.
It is a game changer. And you know, Bob, if you look at how good this is now, in a year's time when we're about, pretty scary how good this is going to be, right?
Yes. And the competition you're going to have. This is Microsoft. Now you're going to have all the others jump aboard.
Right. So it's and if you want to, there's a lot of YouTube videos made about Chat GPT. Just Google Chat GPT in Google, and you'll lots of videos about it. But this is really an interesting product. Okay. This was an article that came out this morning. BC, our British Columbia government, suspends new cryptocurrency mining requests over power environmental concerns. So not only is cryptocurrency having a hard time of it these days, but also people aren't going to want to fund the thing with all the power that it uses. So I thought that was an interesting article. And did you guys see this? Tesla, where's Mike? Mike Emberman, if you're listening. Tesla customers are getting turned off by Elon Musk's Twitter meltdowns. So I guess it's affecting car sales now.
Just realize where it's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting.
CNET is not a friend of Tesla or of Elon Musk.
Now, this is an article. Can anyone think that died this year in tech? This is an article this morning that I read. It was tech that died in 2022. Can anyone think? I can think of a few. What do you? Does anyone think? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember Internet Explorer?
Okay.
It died.
Yep.
It died. And there's a number of, and then of course there's BlackBerry. They finally turned off BlackBerry this year, so BlackBerry died. So there are a number of things that died this year, and that was you can watch the video. Huey, you were telling me about this article. Chrome updates are speeding up. Do you remember we talked about that earlier?
Yeah, and you thought that they were going to be every 3 weeks, but the way I understand it from one of the articles I read is they're going to have a set group of testers that will get it 1 week early to see if there are any bugs in it, and then everybody else will get it at the regular time. But it's so February 1st, the testers will get it, and then February 7th, it will be released to everybody.
Okay.
And that's Chrome, the browser.
Right.
That's not the Chrome OS. Although we are seeing with Chrome OS that they are doing the monthly updates as well. We're up to 108 on Chrome OS. I'll be talking about that today in our Learning Chromebook series. This article came out and they said the money will kill ChatGPT's magic. I guess what ultimately right now, one of the reasons that it's free is Microsoft wants lots of people to use it so they can fine tune it. But this is so good that there will be a cost to all these services sometime in the future. So that will be the defining cost of this.
And to go along with that, some of the AI ads that I see when I click on it and go to the website to see what it's about, they'll say sign up, and then but you need to have the pro version. But I can't find anywhere without signing up for the service the cost of subscribing to it. So you don't know whether it's by the year, by the month, by the time you use it. Nothing. And I came across a couple other websites like that too. They want you to register before they'll tell you how much it's going to cost. And I think that's sneaky.
DALL-E 2
I agree.
is free. You don't have to sign up for it.
Yes, and
you don't have to pay for it. You have to sign up, but you don't have to pay
sign
for
up,
it.
right?
But there are several that you do,
right?
Or you get a very limited number that you can use. But why not tell us before we even sign up for the service how much it's going to cost? Because I may not want just 2 choices. I might want all of the choices, but I want to know how much it's going to cost me before I try to learn a new piece of software or a new website that does something for me.
I can tell you that in DALL-E 2, you get 5 things that you can do each day. And you can also, there is ways of getting additional items for free, but you can do 5 per day.
Right. I would say that I've tried this with ChatGPT. There would be 3 writing programs then that I've tried this year. The other 2 are paid services. The price fluctuates so much that they only do it on a monthly basis. I mean, this is cutting edge stuff that is changing so fast that I think they're adjusting the prices as we sort of go along with this. I don't think anybody really knows where we're going. This was an interesting article. I was talking to everyone earlier before the show about in Canada. This came out this morning in the news service saying Canada moves to making 1/5 of all vehicle sales electric by 2026, which is only 3 more years. Well, I'm purchasing an EV car this year, and that's why Mike's helping me with that. And I will tell you, it's hard to find them. The supply is so low, and they're producing so few cars. I have no idea how they're ever going to meet these guidelines. I mean, it'll be very interesting as we go through this year and Mike does his presentations, because certainly access to these vehicles is really crazy. It's just not there. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. Poor old Microsoft got nailed again. France fines Microsoft 60 million
euros
for imposing cookies on users. So,
I somehow think that Europe is making a living fining tech companies.
I think so.
in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
At that rate, pretty soon Microsoft will say, well, you find somebody else. I'm not doing anything for Europe anymore.
Whose article is this? How to delete voice history from Amazon Alexa. Is that yours, Ray?
Huey.
No.
No, I put it up there. It's exactly that. It tells you how if your Amazon devices and the Google devices and Apple's devices all store what you ask them, and there's a way in each of them to delete what it records and keeps. And this article tells you how to do it.
Okay, good one. Amazon ads music. Is this yours, Ray?
No.
Nope.
No, I think I added it.
Huey's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Good.
Amazon adds music videos and more random ad supported content to their Fire TV. So if you have a Fire TV or a Fire TV stick, you're going to be able to get music videos and some more ad supported content. So there's more and more becoming available on each of the devices and each of the services. I saw something else was they added a bunch more channels. Roku added a bunch. So they're all competing in that category by adding more. But a lot of it's stuff you'll never watch anyway.
I really like, I told everyone that I bought a Amazon Fire TV, the new one, the Omni TVs, and I really like it. I can control everything by Miss A and turn it on, turn it off, play all the channels and do everything. It's sort of cool. So I like that. Who did this one?
I think that was also me. YouTube's testing out courses, multiple audio tracks and easier search. One of the things they're doing is if you create a course, you can have it, you can have several tracks and each one being a different language. So you don't have to have different videos. They just choose which one they want. And same thing, multiple audio tracks, and then an easier search. They're developing a search in YouTube that if you use a certain phrase in a video, they're going to be able to get it out because you may not be aware of it, but every video that you do, they transcribe, and you can actually download the transcription of any video that you watch on YouTube. And so they're going to make their search those transcriptions. So when you search for something, even if you just mentioned Tech for Senior and you did a search on Tech for Senior, you may find it because it was talked about in the video.
Cool.
And to look at some of the
Two men indicted for hacking. Is this the
two men were 20 and 21.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know those are kids.
Yeah, they were indicted for hacking a dozen Ring cameras and live streaming swatting attacks. If you don't know what swatting is where they call a police department and say that one of the things that these two guys did is they said there was a family arguing and there's young kids there and there's shooting going on and the police show up and it doesn't exist. And they've used the information they gathered by getting that information from Ring.
Ron, there's some posts on the other side of this from the audience.
Oh, yeah, we should get Huey, let's see what people are saying.
Okay, let's see if I can start here. Donna says it's 23 and Merry Christmas. Clark Walker says he's got Bob G's laryngitis. He's not sure if it gave him to him through Facebook or to Zoom.
I answered him and I said, if he caught it from me on Facebook or on Zoom, we'd both make a fortune.
Murray says, good morning from Victoria, BC. Still lots of snow around. Victoria really got hammered. Donna Rahab, by which company we
Oh, yeah, I
talked
think I already did that one. Yeah.
Steve Parker, have 22 gadgets. Ray, Steve would have lots of gadgets. Have 22 gadget, computer port, new 7-color black lit mini wireless keyboard, Bluetooth 2.4 gigahertz colors air mouse with touch pad and rechargeable lit ion battery. Yeah, Steve's buying lots of tech. Yeah, that's for sure. Bill James, I would agree with Ron. My phone is very important part of my life to control devices, take pictures, and connect to the cloud. My S22 was not purchased in 22, so you can't use that, Bill.
Yeah, but my S22 was.
Yeah,
and I definitely agree. I bought it because of the cameras being so good. There's 5 cameras in it.
Yeah. Fart Walker, I got 2 of the same brand as Ray. One is USB-C to 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. There you go. Sorry about that. If you
that was my answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is to go with my favorite purchase, TP-Link Deco Mesh 6E Plus router. Hey, good one. Yeah. There you go.
That's it. We're caught up.
That's it. We're all caught up. All right. Ray, I hope are we getting close to, I always want to make sure we got your 3 choices. Are we getting close?
Well, I don't know. We'll find out. I posted them about 4 a.m. this morning, so
it should be coming up. All right. Is this Bob's or whose is this? FCC proposes $300 million fine for massive auto warranty.
Yeah. The FCC is going to fine $300 million for the auto warranty robocaller scam from earlier this year.
That's where every other call was from.
Yeah, and this one was me as well. How to set up and use OneDrive's personal vault in Windows. Just basically tells you how to use it. So Bill, James, and I can use this for our various groups.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching or listening, this is our Facebook link, and if you go over to Facebook and just type in Tech for Senior, you'll find our Facebook page, and this is where we post all the articles. And there, if you want to come back and look at the articles, you listen to something we say, you can just go back and just you don't have to log in or give Facebook any information. It's just like a website, and you can look at the article and see it there. Okay, let's
now we're getting to me.
Now we finally got Ray.
Better late than never.
There you go. What? 3D printed homes?
How about that? So a combination of COVID and supply issues, sharp rising of prices of houses in Arizona, and that certainly affects mostly first-time buyers who are finally trying to get into a house. So here's a home builder in Casa Grande. He's going to have 42 homes for sale built by a 3D printer. Now, not everything is done by the printer, but I would say from reading the article, 90% is done by a 3D printer. There are 3 floor plans ranging from 1,400 to 1,900 square feet, each home taking less than 6 weeks to build, and starting prices under $300,000. So I think that this could be the wave of the future.
Yeah. I'm excited, Ray. Windows 11 media player.
All right. So those of you that have seen my music presentations know I'm a fan of taking your store purchased or online purchased CDs and ripping them, backing them up. So you have them as a backup. And then also you have the ability then to play them on any of your own devices, and you don't have to rely solely on a streaming service. So this over the years had been done with Windows Media Player, but that last time that was updated by Microsoft was 2013. So when Groove replaced, let me change that. Media Player, with Windows 11, has replaced Groove, but the Groove was just a music player, and the new Media Player was a video and music player. They've now added to the Media Player the ability to rip a CD. and this was hidden. I didn't know about it. All of a sudden I put a CD in my desktop and it worked. I tried it on my laptop, Windows 11 laptop. It did not work. I had to get the latest updates on my laptop, and now it works. So you have the ability now to rip CDs from Media Player in the new Windows 11.
Now, Ray, do you have to download it, or is it will it come in as part of the Windows 11 update?
It's going to come in as one of the Windows 11 updates.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow, that's working well, eh?
Yep.
All right.
Ray, if you're not running an Insider, then it's available to everybody by now.
But you have to have the update. And my point a moment ago was I did not have the latest update on my laptop. It didn't work. Once I put in I downloaded the latest updates. All of a sudden it was there. And now it is available to everybody.
Thanks, Ray. And that's only Windows 11?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Microsoft and Netflix merging? Oh my gosh, I don't think anyone's going to let that happen.
Well, you got a good point there. Let's face it, Satya Nadella, and he took over as CEO of Microsoft in 2014, and they've had some pretty big purchases of companies. LinkedIn was in there for $26 billion, and a company called Nuance for $20 billion. But the idea, it does make some strategic sense if, in fact, Microsoft wants to offer video game streaming over multiple devices. And already the president of Microsoft, Brad Smith, he sits on the Netflix board. So
Oh, really?
this article points out this is a strong possibility.
Really? Wow. You first heard it at Tech for Senior Live, eh? That would be I don't know if the regulators are going to let that go through. I mean, that'd be, oh man. Okay.
I didn't realize that Nuance was owned by Microsoft now. I have a couple of the Nuance products, one of them being OmniPage OCR software, and their Paperport program I use a lot too.
Yeah, but Microsoft has been doing a little bit of a buying spree and not really advertising it too much. So sometimes that can exactly happen. The purchase takes place and you don't know about it.
They also bought lynda.com, the great series of videos, learning. That's a Microsoft product. Actually, now they've merged in and they call it LinkedIn Learning instead of lynda.com.
Oh, really? Well, I don't think they're going to sneak in Netflix. That's too big.
No.
I don't think they're just going to say one day, "Hey, guess what we bought?" I don't think so. I don't think so. Huey, do we have anybody else? Any other comments before we're getting close?
Let me go back and check here. Where do we leave off? Let's see. Did we do this one?
Clark says this is to go with my favorite purchase, a TP-Link Deco. Yeah, we read that.
That was the last one I did. So this was the only one that was.
Oh yeah, Jim's here. Pixel 7, great tech, great camera. Yep. Jim just got that. Good camera. All right. Here I put this up so you could. I wanted to ask you what's going on with SpaceX.
SpaceX right now, they did 2 launches in one day, and they did 3 within a couple of days. They've been really putting them out there, but some of them have been additional Starlink satellites, but their generation 2 has not launched yet, and this month will be the first time they do that. And those are bigger and heavier, but they're going to be able to do more with them. This last week I put in an article in our newsletter about one of their competitions, which is I can't remember which one I did first. There's one on OneWeb, and I think the one I did was the Amazon one, Kuiper, and so Project Kuiper. So I'm this week in this Saturday's newsletter, Tech for Senior newsletter, I'll have the other article about the third company. So there's actually 3 are going to be putting a bunch of satellites up there. So you'll have your choice, and pricing will be different, and they'll work differently, and you'll have different equipment and so on. So it's becoming quite competitive.
Once the Gen 2 gets launched, that's when you'll have T-Mobile and Starlink with being able to have connections any place, at least text-wise, so that if people get lost, they'll still be able to get help.
We're seeing a lot of in the news now. We're seeing a lot of reports about the Apple service where they're doing the satellite 911 calling.
Yes.
And there was a case over in Europe where someone fell off a mountain or something, and they used that to get help. And so it's working quite well, eh? Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. So we're all caught up on our comments.
Yep. Well, there was one new one.
SpaceX launching so many satellites close together. Are there photo opportunities to watch the sky trains? So this is an article. We talked briefly about this last week. Stacy Higginbach, I listened to her IoT podcast, and she talked about Matter. And Matter, of course, is the standard. Well, it's going to be the standard of communication of all these IoT things. I don't think this will make a big deal, but just to let everyone know that your Echo devices are being updated with Matter. And what Matter is, it's a common standard communication platform. And what this will do in the short term, and happen quite quickly, is you'll be able, the Amazon device will be able to talk to your Google Home. So there will be actually communication between the two different services, which I think will be really cool. So this is coming, and this article said that they're updating the software now. So it won't really have anything to do. They'll all work the same, but we will see some interoperability between these two services, which I think will be very interesting.
Yeah, so some of the Echo devices, some of the earlier ones won't be able to do it. So they're listing the ones that can. And the Echo version 1, the original, has some security issues, and I replaced it with a newer one.
This was just an article. The problem with ChatGPT, sophisticated human-like responses. And part of the problem here is when it writes the article for you, it sounds like a real human being. Like it's not. It's really well written. It works pretty good.
You wonder how that's going to work in schools when
I was just going to say that.
Come in with a report. When the college I was teaching at actually had a program that would look at a student's what they submitted and check to see how it compared with things that you could have gotten off the internet, and if it found them, it would reject it.
Correct.
Yeah,
but I think
for plagiarism, yeah.
But the plagiarism checkers on these are pretty good. And since it's AI generated, it's actually rewritten the article. And so it should be original. I mean, it should be the original. It's not copying the article, but it is certainly writing it for you.
But it's not the student writing it, is it?
No, it's not. Well, that's a big problem. That's right. That's
going to be a big problem.
Yeah. That's a big problem. I didn't want to talk about this other than this is the Chrome OS. This is the review in 2022. Huey and I will be talking about that in about an hour or so. I just put up that to remind us. Alexa commands, our guide to everything Alexa can do.
That must be a big
thing. That lists all of the things. So if you haven't played around with Miss A, you might want to take a look at that article and try some of the things. The information that's available through it is great.
It's the only article that I managed to get in on today's. I've been busy with other things.
Yeah. So just to let everyone know that Bob was on the front page of our Tech for Senior edition on Monday because he did most of the show, and so I put him on the front page there, and you'll see Bob. I think most of these are. I think most of these we've covered. So since we're running out of time, we're just about finished. I'm going to stop my screen presentation. I wanted to let everyone. Are we all caught up with our comments? Here?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I
Ron,
wanted to-
one more thing I wanted to point out, that on Miss A, because it's almost Christmas, you can also now have Santa Claus. Just say, and I don't want to say it here because I'll set it off, but it'll be a hey and then Santa once you set it up, and Santa will be talking to you. And you'll
Ho,
find
ho,
that
ho.
you'll find that on Tech for Senior Facebook page, just a little past where we left off. I've actually made a video on it.
Very good. Thanks. Olive says, Ron, you set off our Miss. You set off Miss A. Miss A does not. Miss A does not. Right. So we call it Miss A. So I want to just let everyone know. Thank you for coming today. The hour is gone. Just what's on tap for Monday, for our Monday show. I'm going to put everyone on the hot seat. I have taped Huey, Ray, Bob, and even Bill. Bill, if you're out there, Bill James, listen to this. I've got all your predictions for 2022 recorded. We did that a year ago. I said, what are you tell me your predictions for 2022? We're going to play them, and we're going to see if these guys are any good, right? We're going to play them back on Monday, and you get to listen to them, and we'll see what they said a year ago, right? And then we're going to get them to give us another year's prediction. I'm going to ask Huey, Bob, Ray, and Bill James, and we'll even get Mike Ungerman to give us their predictions for 2023. And then
we might ask the audience too.
Yeah, and we can ask the audience. We'll ask you what your predictions are. So come on, that's what our show is going to be on Monday. What is your prediction? And were these guys any good? We got to find out if they're actually, if maybe they're right. Maybe they're a visionary. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. We will see you certainly on Monday, or else we'll see you again next Thursday. And don't forget learning Chromebooks.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't forget learning Chromebooks. You'll have the meeting going, what, about half an hour?
Yep. And Merry Christmas to everybody. And
yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good. All right. Bye-bye now.
Happy holidays.